Welcome back to Super Shed Scrag. Today we're going to do an unboxing of my new Triton thickness planer, which is a TPT125, which I bought off eBay for around £220. My old one gave up the ghost, so a new one had to come. I've got stacks and stacks of wood that I need to plane up to make beehives and various other things. I've got to build a new exterior to the shed because the old one's giving up the ghost. So let's get on with the unboxing and see what we've got. Okay, so we have a handle, some polystyrene, which goes up to the floor. Okay, we have a manual. Not really sure how good these are. Some people do say that they, on the reviews that I read on it, they did say that it was they were vague. Yes. Hex, oh, okay, it's just giving you a list of objects and we'll work it out. Okay, so we have a drop down face and a back face. And a plug, and get this one done. Okay, this looks like it's a Euro plug as well as a. I'll show you get that out. I presume that flips up. So it's got a Euro plug as well as the UK plug. Come on. So what was it? There. Wash it. Like a little key that it fits into. Okay. Well, my first impressions of it is it looks pretty good. My other one was all encased, which you think you'd prefer, but to be honest with you, it was a bit of a nightmare when you came to cleaning it and stuff. So yeah, it looks pretty tidy. But up, I think it's got a I think it's 317mm width piece of wood it'll do. Let's give it a whirl, see what happens. Okay, I've got it's actually a bit of an old pallet that I've been stripping back, so well, it's quite a rough surface. It's actually slightly damp as well, so we'll see how we get on with that. Just going to have to drop this down considerably. So just so you can get a good look, this is the surface that we're going to be planing, and this surface as well. Probably going to be loud, probably need my ear defenders, wherever they are. There we go. hopefully you can see that. It's actually, I would actually say that's pretty good. I'd say it probably doesn't even need to be sanded. It's that good. So I'm pretty happy with that, really. I mean, if all my wood comes out like that, I mean, to be fair, if I've got to do, well, I've probably got about 70 lengths, 73 metre lengths to do both sides. So we'll see whether that blade holds up over the time. And obviously, I'm quite proud of hitting a nail occasionally and completely ruining it. I have to buy a new blade. But there you go. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Okay, I've had a good look around it. Really, it seems fairly robust. I mean, these sides are plastic and they were metal on my other ones. I found a couple of these in the box, which I was a little bit unsure about, but I've had a quick look through the instructions and they seem to be something for when you changing your blades. Rather than having to handle the blades, you can bang these magnets on, and basically they're just to save you using your fingers. There's also a dust extractor that comes with it. I've tried it with that actually, and that's actually pretty good. It saves it just going absolutely everywhere all over my workshop. What I might do is I might get a hose, because I haven't got an extractor system other than this thing up here that I've bodged together off an old fan. But what I'll probably do is I might go get a hose and just put it into a Hessian sack or something like that, and I think that'll probably do just as good. There's a couple of where are they? There's a couple of bolts, one here and one here, that bolts onto, so you can actually have that blown out either way. So that's pretty good. The other good thing which I quite like is you do get an Allen key with it, so you haven't got to have your own Allen key, and it locks on there, and it fits these bolts, fits this bolt, and it also fits the bolts for the blade as well, which I think is quite good, because I hate having to faff around trying to find blades all the time. It's got a nice little locking in place there, which is pretty good. There's a little thing on here that says, I'm going to find my glasses because I can't see anything, which says that 1 revolution of your adjustment knob is 1.6 millimeters. So I mean, obviously that's only roughly, but it gives you an idea. But I mean, I've chopped that, I went through that piece of wood there, do you know what I mean, other than you can see where I've taken the nails out of that before I planed it. But yeah, that's pretty good, that's pretty decent, that is. I'm quite actually really impressed with that. So yeah, we'll see how it stands over time, like. But I think for the money, because I did shop around, and you can buy DeWalt ones and Makita and all the rest of it for, you know, £500 or £600, which you may get the same. I mean, I'm only an occasional user. I suppose if I was a site worker, then and I needed, well, I don't really understand why you'd be playing stuff on site where you'd be buying it. But I mean, if you're doing a lot, then maybe you could warrant that. But you've still maybe got a couple of years of good life out of it. You know, you may be looking at 5, maybe 10 years out of it. But other than this, I mean, I've looked online. The blades are quite cheap to buy. I think they're about, I think they're £15 or something like that for a set of blades. And the belts are about 11 quid, which I think is pretty decent, because my other ones were 23 quid for a belt. And they were really hard to find, but that was an Axminster. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with it. If I had to rate it out of 100, I'd probably give it probably early 70s, 73 out of 100. I'd probably give it. Obviously, it's a £200 machine. You're only going to get what you pay for. So you know, don't expect miracles. You know, you probably. I mean, I don't know whether you can see it on that. Oh, you normally get a little bit of a, you know, when it drags in. I can't think what it's called now actually, but it was when it drags in, it hits the first roller, and it kind of lifts up a little bit. But I actually can't see it. I can't see a little, maybe a tiny bit there. You know, you can tell me in the comments or whatever. I can't quite remember what it's called there, but yeah, pretty good. So that is my new Triton TPT125. Leave your comments below. Also subscribe to my channel, that'd be great. And like the channel also. And I look forward to hearing from you. Till next time.